apologies in advance. Promise I'll keep it short.
No.
Molly Beth has organized basically all, and I don't feel that I'm shortchanging it to say pretty much all of the day today. And believe me, the planning ability has been evident since we were little girls. Like most sisters, Molly Beth and I have been dreaming about weddings since then, when on a daily basis she enjoyed marrying me off to her friends' little brothers. Then she got her first camera, and we moved on to wedding photo shoots with our dolls. And she was about 13 when she decided that one day she was going to marry Ed, though of course then she was thinking of Eddie Vedder, the lead singer of Pearl Jam.
Yeah!
However, I think that Molly Beth will agree that today has been better than anything we imagined when we were growing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
As we got older, there's a chance we may have spent a bit more time fighting than we did playing together, but I'm sure it's not as bad as my dad likes to make out. But we did have our loving sister moments from time to time, and our talk turned, as girl talk generally does, to boys. Be nice. Most girls are waiting to find their dream man. When Molly Beth was 22, she met hers. It didn't take long after I met Ed to be convinced that he was perfect for my big sister. From asking her who her favorite philosopher was, his chat-up line, to the unending love and support and calming influence that he provides for her every day, Ed really is Molly Beth's soulmate. Our days of playing with dolls, imagining dream weddings, and even fighting are over now. We're both grown up, and Molly Beth is happier than I've ever seen her. Sorry. Sissy, you look beautiful, and I love you with all my heart, and I wish you and Ed a lifetime of happy memories. I'm going to paraphrase F. Scott Fitzgerald, who said that love is the beginning of everything, and I'm so honored to be here for the beginning of your married lives.
Devon and Connecticut.
Nowadays, of course, we think of marriage as a freely chosen union between two individuals, which brings me to the subject of Ed and Molly. When Ed told was in love, I braced myself to hear about some new rope technology. Particularly interesting collection of rocks. So you can imagine what a pleasant surprise it was when he told me that the object of his affection was a human woman.
It wasn't even a computer. He does like his computers.
That sense of surprise turned to astonishment as I realized what a beautiful, intelligent, and cool woman. Yes! He had somehow tricked into loving me. But now I come to think about it, perhaps this canny maiden from across the seas was onto a good thing after all. Let's take a moment to consider some of Ed's qualities that might make him a good husband. 1. Personality. I would say that Ed has a charisma score of at least 16. According to the Dungeons & Dragons Player's Handbook, that makes him the most likeable and popular man to have ever played Dungeons & Dragons. 2. Climbing skills. I'm reliably informed that Ed's sick moves over natural gear are awesome. So if Molly's seeking a one-way ticket to Lacticsville, I'm sure she's found the right man.
3.
Mathematics.
Pipe down.
His extensive knowledge of mathematics and philosophy, Ed will be able to both calculate the household accounts and prove them to be ultimately insignificant on a cosmic scale. 4. Sense of humour. A dubious one, this. I'm not entirely sure that really liking puns counts as a sense of humour. But if it does, Ed is easily the funniest man in England. Or should that be the punniest?
Oh, clever.
Clearly then, Ed has some very desirable qualities as a husband. Indeed, I could spend hours listing his many virtues, something I'm sure he would enjoy. But I think those of us who know Ed and Molly will realise that the real reason for them to get married is very simple. They love each other and they belong together. So please join me in raising your glasses to the happy couple.